YouTube? It's your boy Demetrius back again with another review. This time I'm doing Swarm episode 4. Now I gotta be honest, I had stopped watching for a few days because that last episode kind of threw me off a little bit. Episode 3 kind of threw me off. So I had stopped watching for a little while, but now that I got some free time on my hands, I decided to go ahead and pick it back up. Excuse me. And I just got finished watching episode 4. And it was cool. It was cool, man. So now Dre is in Tennessee. She's in Tennessee now after the last episode where she got to unofficially meet Naja, and she ended up biting her, which was weird. So now she's following Naja's tour in the car that she stole after she killed the person and stole their car and all that there. So episode started off with her driving, falling asleep at the wheel. She swerves. Then this police officer, state trooper, pulls her over, and he had weird vibes, like real weird vibes. It was like he was kind of flirting with her a little bit. It was a little weird. And she told him where she was going, and he was like, I thought he was like trying to trip her up with what he said about the hotel thing, because he said one hotel and then he said, "Oh, I'm sorry, I meant this hotel." So I thought he was trying to like see if she was gonna slip up or whatever, but she played it cool. And he was like, "Well, I can follow you until you get to your hotel," which I thought was a little weird too. It's like he was trying to catch her slipping. So she goes to this gas station and he's still following her. So she kind of nervous about what her next move is going to be. Then there was this girl. Um, there was this girl in the store. She peeped what was going on. She peeped that Dre wasn't trying to leave the store because of the police officer, state trooper, excuse me. And she went out and did the whole did the whole white woman thing of calling the police officer out for being racist and all this. So he dips. Dre comes outside and the girl is like, I got rid of the cop for you because I saw, he was harassing you or whatever. And then she tries to befriend her, which is she acting real weird. Like off top, I'm like, yo, something up. So they end up being cool. Dre goes back to the house that she lives in with these other girls, these other women, who turns out I didn't catch it until like a few scenes later. I was like, oh, that's Billie Eilish. I don't really know her music like that. I just hear her name a lot. I didn't know what she looked like or anything like that. But I was like, oh, they got another celebrity guest starring on here. That's what's up. So off rip, everything is kind of weird for me personally. I was like, something not right with these girls. I thought they was a cult, but then it got weird. It was weird, and it got more weird. So Dre is always on her phone. They noticed that she's always on her phone, so they was like, yo, that's a distraction, this, that, and the third. But let me back up. She didn't tell them her real name. She didn't tell them her name was Dre. She told them her name was Kayla. So off rip, it was like, okay, she covering her tracks, trying to play it smart or whatever. But Billie Eilish's character, I forget her name, but she kind of knew what was up. She kind of sensed something was off. And then Dre had bloody clothes in her back seat that she didn't clean, that she didn't take out. And then when she did realize that the clothes were gone, that's when I was like, oh, they about to figure out who she is and all this other shit. So they go on this hike. She introduces herself to the house, which is a house full of women. And they tell her that she's welcome to stay with them and this, that, and the third, because they're also going to a festival that Naja is supposed to be performing at. So they tell her she can stay with them, and they can all go to the festival together. They can get her another ticket and everything like that. So, um, as she stays with them more, things get more and more weird, and when she first got to the house to meet everybody, the girls asked her who she was trying to see at the show, and she said Naja. And then one of the girls says, I like Naja. She's cool, but her sister is better. And right when she said that, I thought to myself, why did you say that to her? You next on the list. um, but so she's hanging out with the girls, spending time with them, and they have this thing where it's like a meditation type thing. And oh, another thing that I noticed, she took Marissa's phone, Marissa being Chloe Bailey. She took her phone and she keep texting it as if somebody else has the phone and is gonna reply to her. I found that kind of strange too. I was like, all right, okay. So anyway, she goes to a therapy session with Billie Eilish, where it reminded me of Get Out because she kept telling her, Dre kept telling her Billie Eilish's character, my name is Kayla, my name is Kayla. And she did this thing which I thought was interesting and cool. It was kind of like Get Out, where she snapped her fingers and she instantly answered a question. She snapped her fingers and was like, "What is your name?" And Dre kept saying Kayla until they were having one of the sessions, and she was like really probing her mind. And Dre slipped up and said what her real name was, and I was like, "Damn!" I was like, "Yo, kind of you done messed up now." Um, so then she tells that during the therapy session, she tells her about how Niger is this and that, and she got to get to Niger and everything like that. And Billie Eilish's character, her name is Eva. I'm sorry, Ava or Eva, one of the two. But she asks her, you know, why is it so imperative that you see Niger? And then it really turned into a therapy session, and she started to sense that Dre was abused at some point in her life, and it was good. I gotta say, it was good acting. I ain't gonna cap. The acting was good in that particular scene. It was intense a little bit. Um, so she asked her about Marissa, her sister, and Dre is like, "Nah, we not doing that. I'm not doing that." So cut to the next morning, and Dre got a bump on her forehead. She had a whole bruise on her forehead. I was like, "Where that came from?" And they told her, "You hit your head doing something." And I was like, "I don't know if I believe that." Because right before that scene, she was thinking about her sister, and Chloe Bailey had like a pan. They were in the kitchen, and there was like she had a pan, a skillet, and she bum. And then Dre got the thing on the forehead. I was like, all right, that was a bit much. I don't know what that was about. But she going through the therapy session, and they kiss. I thought that was weird too. I was like, Then they kissed. I might be skipping around. I might be jumping around the episode a little bit, but um, they go to a spa scene where all the women are nude, and I was like, all right, cool, it's cool because I'm, you know, a man. And I was like, all right, it's cool. Excuse me. And it just the episode was just like more and more like Get Out. So Dre tries to leave because she realizes, yo, y'all making me miss the festival. Y'all making me miss Nigel. And she gets in her car to leave, and the episode just goes crazy from there. It goes back to Dre being Dre. I'll put it like that. It go back to Dre being Dre. And something happens with Billie Eilish, and I was like, yo, I started to think. I was like, as soon as it happened, I was like, bro, this show is really like all these guest stars that are on the show is getting cut short. Their time on the show is getting cut short. So something happens with Dre and the girls, and Dre goes. This one girl jumps on the hood. Dre leaves, and she doesn't leave in like, all right, y'all give me my phone back so I can leave type fashion. She get her phone back, and she made a grand exit. So she leaves, but before she leaves, there's a girl in an awkward position on the car. Dre stops, and she commences to get rid of the girl in Dre fashion. And I keep saying it's like, bro, she is really getting rid of people the exact same way every time she does it. I'm like, dang. But she ends up getting to the festival too late. She get to the festival and it's already over with. And she get to the festival and there's a police officer who's escorting cars out of the festival. So when Drake pulls up, he told her, "Hey, it's already over with. You got to turn around. You got to leave." So she ends up leaving, and the episode ends with her in her car watching. I guess somebody was recording the festival, so she ends up in her sitting in her car, not her car, but the car, watching the festival, and she's upset that she missed Naja. And yeah, the episode just it ends, and it ended in like a Looney Tunes way with the screen like did the little circle thing, and it went all the way on her eye, and that was the end of the episode. So overall, this episode was interesting. It kept me interested, you know what I'm saying. And then it really surprised me when in the when she started taking out the girls. I was like, bro, I was waiting. Excuse me, I was waiting for it too. I was wondering like, when is it gonna happen? Because I know this episode moving along too quietly for nobody to just. So something happened, and then when it happened, I was like, okay, now we back to typical Drake. Not typical, but normal Drake. Yeah, overall, this episode was cool, man. I will be watching the rest of these episodes. I think I only have like three left because it's only 7 episodes. But yeah, overall, I'm still interested in it. I want to see where it goes next. If you agree with anything I said, or if you want to debate anything I said, make sure to leave it in the comment section. Make sure to like, share, and subscribe. DK out.